And then meanwhile, while you're doing that, at a certain point in the game, you'll cast Pyromancer's Ascension.
Yep.
And then take it over. I'm going to say it'll probably go most likely 2-0 Nathaniel Weeks, potentially 2-1 Nathaniel Weeks. You can see Nathaniel Weeks here on the left with Pyromancer Ascension, and on the right, Matt Zirolli playing Mono Red Beatdown. The Patrick Sullivan list with one card off in the main.
See, I just grabbed some germ tokens from the Star City booth because I foresee playing some living weapons in the near future. Besides the one mortar pod that I run right now, which I just kind of didn't. I was like, oh, I kind of want some germ tokens. I'm a fan of the fact that Wizards started putting those tokens in the packs.
Matthew on the turn 1, cracking it right away. Either a guide or a elder is going to hit. It's an elder. Mountain on the other side. Teetering Peaks.
And here's this one. Yep.
And this is kind of exactly what happens, right? You put down your stuff and it gets killed. I mean, right now Nathaniel Weeks could probably just lay a Pyromancer's Ascension and feel fine about it.
Yeah. Let's see if he does. Seems like a good time to do it.
Says go, holding back the potential for burn spells for Into the Royal for Mana Leak. Turn 2 Ember Hauler.
And
end of the turn, kill that guy too.
Point and click.
Yep.
That's exactly what you said. So Nathaniel plays a second island and looks like he's going for a Bellerin.
And Jace Bellerin, if he does cast it, it's so scary. One of the things to realize here, Matt Zirolli does not have a third land in play. That means that he doesn't have to fear a Koth coming down next turn.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, you don't plus this here, you just minus it. If he kills it, that's fine.
Yeah.
You still up your cards.
I'm kind of, as much as I love Jace the Mind Sculptor and don't want him to be banned, and I don't expect him to be banned, I'm kind of excited for a format where Jace Bellerin is the only Jace. Kind of miss playing with him.
Goblin Guide. And even in this situation, Goblin Guide is just so scary to attack with, because you're talking about a situation where your opponent has access to so much burn. Mm-hmm. Every attack that you do with the Goblin Guide can actually just turn a game around towards your opponent's side.
Right.
I mean, you still do the attack in this situation, but it hurts. It's scary. It feels bad. Notice his opponent still at 20 life.
Yeah, not good for a red deck.
To be fair, with Matt Zirolli's in play, he has a 5-turn clock, minus whatever burn that there is there. 2 mana, Pyromancer's Ascension, perhaps?
Seems like a good time to play it. Yeah, there it is.
There's the beginning of sad times for Matt. And he says go. No third land for Nathaniel Weeks.
Yeah, that Goblin Guide actually is really scary now when you're thinking, oh, well, now it's going to maybe dig into those.
Leaves a Spell Snare mana open.
Interesting. So,
Koth is probably going to get snared. So snare.
Looks awful slow on that snare. That's what he's got.
Oh boy.
I think
or it resolved.
It did. And in for 8.
Down to 12.
Does he get a land here? And no. There's
the snare.
A little bit, or spell pierce. We keep saying
Pierce.
snare.
Yeah, we keep on saying snare. Spell pierce. Spell Pierce.
I didn't even notice it until
Yeah.
until this now. Both of us were doing it.
I think I led you down the path. My bad.
It's all good. I didn't wasn't watching where I was going.
No, just like that stumble on mana pushes Matthew into a bad position. Remember, Matt had stumbled on mana and was down to 2 lands to Matt's 3, but now Matt has picked up 2 more, and Nathaniel has not picked up any.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know Nathaniel has an Into the Royal in his hand. At least I thought he did.
He does have an Into the Royal, but he goes instead with the See Beyond to try to get a little bit further into the deck.
He did draw a mountain.
Looks like he put back, I think, an Into the Royal.
Did he? Yeah, I'm kind of curious because I think he tapped 2 islands for that Sea Beyond.
Yep.
And then drew a mountain.
Well, he's looking here just for burn. He just wants to make sure that the creatures don't hit him.
I see. I was thinking he was more concerned with getting rid of the Koth, but yeah, if he can hold off at least for another turn before Koth is gonna go ultimate.
And here is another land. He's got 2 lands in his hand, I think. I think he has a Scalding Tarns and a Mountain.
You're right, I think he does too. So it's Tarn Mountain, or Mountain Tarn Into the Royal, something. Lightning Bolt, I think. Is that
Another Goblin Guide. Koth goes up to 5 to make that mountain into a monster.
10 coming in. So, reveal. Mana
Reveals
Leak.
Mana Leak. I bet he's going to shuffle that away.
That's a good call, yeah.
Pyromancer's Ascension is definitely a deck we have not seen as much of lately. Part of the reason, a Sword of Feast and Famine is very damaging to the game plan of Pyromancer's Ascension. And the second Goblin Guide gives him an island.
So now we get to see what's gonna survive through this turn. He's got Burst Lightning and Lightning Bolt.
There's a trigger.
Yeah, gets a counter on that. I think he's going to burst and he's going to get a second counter on it.
Kills one of the Goblin Guides.
Yeah, he's pretty much just going to hit the Goblin Guides because there's another trigger for the another counter for the Ascension. Hit the other Goblin Guide. Since Matt has the mana open for sacrificing Ember Hauler, figures why get him the opportunity. He's going to do it anyway. Maybe. Maybe not. Looked like he was. He is.
Almost dead.
Uh-oh.
Couple burn spells will do it. Bolt. There we are.
Yeah. Wow. That was a flurry of burn there during Matt's turn. Alright, so
To the board.
interesting that it looked like things were going to be okay for Nathaniel.
Well, the mana stall, that is
Yeah.
huge. That was really huge. Matthew is almost certainly going to bring in, I would guess,
Ratchet Bomb.
Ratchet Bomb. 4 Ratchet Bombs as a means to burn up a in-play Pyromancer's Ascension. And then the question of whether he wants to bring in Bone Horde is not unreasonable. Molten Tail Mastercore is less realistic, but Bone Horde is a pretty solid potential choice.
Yeah, I agree.
On the other side of the table, Nathaniel Weeks has access to Wormcoil Engine, which I would expect to come in. Even as a 6-drop, it can really change the dynamic of the game when it comes into play. 4 Pyroclasms. Right there, I think, is going to be what you're going to see coming in.
That'll be, yeah. Like, he's got a Spell Pierce, which I always feel like, even though Red doesn't tend to run a lot of lands, I always feel like Spell Pierce is never... I never really want extra Spell Pierces. Because it's only good early, but then when they're going to turn, they have 4 lands and go Goblin Guide, great.
Now, Nathaniel Weeks has 0 Flash Freeze.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Going today without checking in and checking up on some of the very cool alterations that are going on back by the Tofu.
It is possible that he might bring in the Trapmaker's Snare archive trap package he has.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that, but
there really aren't very many ways for Matthew Zirolli to fight against that.
yeah.
And then you top deck that.
And one of the things that can happen with a deck like this is that when you get a free archive trap, you can flip that Pyromancer's Ascension really quickly. But sometimes you don't even need to. Between your traps and your snares, sometimes you can just get there just on the back of archive trapping. And you know his opponent is going to be activating multiple fetch lands. So.
Yeah. He's got 8 fetches in the deck. Alright, so.
I'm still pretty confident for Nathaniel Weeks. He is running 23 land. He stumbled pretty hard there. He did not cast an early preordain, I don't believe.
No, I think he went turn 1 Mountain Burst Lightning on a Spike Shot Elder.
Yep, that's right.
Turn 2 Island Go. Turn 3 Island. Yeah, I don't think he mana leaked anything.
He did not.
Think about that.
So let's see what the players do. Looks like they're getting ready to go to Queen 2 here. So you were right, it is round 7. This day is flying by.
I believe we have 10 rounds of play today.
Is it 10? Do you know how many rounds? 10 rounds. Yeah, this is one of the new cards I was going to ask you about before they... Or no, wait till we're done.
We might not have enough time yet.
Yeah.
Nathaniel looks at his hand. I don't think he's happy with it. Rashad's biggest fan there in the background. Biggest little fan.
Yeah, littlest fan.
Getting his head grabbed, it looks like.
Yeah, he said, I can't keep this. I thought maybe he just had a really good poker face. So Nathaniel going back to the deck. See if he can pull out a better 6. He is on a play, so seems like he just wanted something, a quicker start. Not that he needs a quick start necessarily, but just like you were saying, just for him to have a mountain and some burn spells seemed like the best option for him early.
A big part of your goal here is just to blunt that initial attack.
Mm-hmm. And it seemed like he was able to do that just barely at first, but once that cough resolved, I think that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
And then, revealing the Spell Pierce that Nathaniel needed. It was a very aggressive play, playing that cough into open mana.
I actually didn't expect it to survive.
Yeah, me neither.
But I mean, you have to give it a try.
Right.
You have to. You can't just sit scared the entire game and be like, oh, if he has a spell pierce, that would be bad.
So here we go. Nathaniel leads off with an island.
Representing for potential spell pierce.
Yep, and we have a
Goblin Guide.
And Burst Lightning on top.
Draw.
There's a mountain.
Yeah, he had that mountain in his hand.
Yeah,
I do not understand why you would start with that island. That does not make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, did he expect a turn 1 lightning bolt from that, or what? It seems like a very
There's a Halimar Depths from the Goblin Guide.
Yep. And Goblin Guide takes 2. So.
And here's a new Threat Spectral Elder. A card I'm not particularly excited about after board.
Yeah, unless he wants to do the Bone Horde plan, but even then, he only has 1 Bone Horde and no way to tutor it out. The Sebion from Nathaniel.
Looks like he's got a fair amount of extra mana in his hand. He's probably going to ship one back.
Yep. I can grab an island to put back. Just to answer a Twitter question here, asking about the deck list for Pyromancer Ascension. It's a pretty stock list. He's got 3 Mind Sculptor, 2 Bellerin. This is the main deck, of course. 3 Mind Sculptor, 2 Bellerin, 4 Into the Royal, 2 Call to Mind, 4 Mana Leak, 4 Sebion, 4 Preordained, 4 Lightning Bolt, 4 Pyromancer Ascension, 2 Spell Pierce, and 4 Burst Lightning. So, I mean, that's the spell. So hopefully that's, I mean, it's about as stock as it gets, really.
Yeah. A Halimar Depths in play for Nathaniel Weeks after casting that Sebion.
Yeah, giving him a heck of a lot of card selection at the top of his deck.
In for one.
Matt cracks the Scalding Tarn.
I think the best play that Matt could do here is to lay a Ratchet Bomb. I understand that that doesn't put a clock on the table, but just having an answer to an Ascension that comes off, that's fine. You can get the kill in at some point later if there's no Ascension killing you.
He goes with...
Played a Geopede.
Yeah.
If Weeks has a Pyroclasm, this is going to be a great turn for him. Unless Matt has a fetch land in his hand right now. Nope.
He doesn't. So Nathaniel draws whatever it is he put on top, and it's a Preordain. And we're going to see some more card selection from Weeks.
There's the Clasm.
Yeah, never mind.
We are looking for Chris, Brian,
and I see he's a Jace land Preordain.
Come on the stage, right?
Into the Royal, I think, is his hand.
Preordains into the other 2 cards. He knew were there from Halimar Depths.
Yeah. And
Looks like one at the bottom.
Yeah, is that? I think that was Jace land into the Royal left in his hand. So he puts one on the bottom.
Draws the other.
Draws that one. And that one is a Burst Lightning, is that what that is?
Yes.
And he plays a Mountain, has that Burst Lightning available. This seems to be going a lot better for Nathan than the last game. Just the fact that he's got 4 lands in play.
And there's the Goblin Guide, which you have to attack with, even though you don't really want to.
Right, I mean, that's what it's there for.
And See Beyond, okay, so you're happy that he whiffs. And here comes the Burn Spell. And it's a go.
No threats. And there's a Sebion, and I have a feeling he will want to. No, he's gonna.
4 mana, 4
There's
C.
the Jace. That's what it is.
Jace the Mind Sculptor.
I wasn't.
He does not have 4
totally
C in this deck.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a card that was actually missing. I think he's probably. I mean, Mind Sculptor.
Looking for land, I think.
That is not land. I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah, you can have it. It's not land. End of the turn. Now, if you think about this, right, you want to get rid of that Jace.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do, that Jace just gained 5 life and took out 2 cards from your hand, you know? Like, essentially just took out 2 cards from your hand would be a better way to think about it. I mean, Nathaniel Weeks is not crying here.
Right.
Another Sea Beyond.
Players. Artist Mark Kaiser is going to be wrapping up for the season. He's going to be closing out the booth at 6:30, so you got about 20 minutes to deal with it.
He's going to shuffle away an island. No surprise there. He's already got 5 lands in play. And possibly still another one in hand. I'm not even sure.
If you're going to be back tomorrow and maybe we'll finish it overnight. If you are going to be leaving today, let him know, and he may be able to.
Another spell. Another Sea Beyond. Land. Pyromancer's
there's a
Ascension.
Pyromancer's Ascension.
I'm probably gonna shuffle away one of those lands.
Yeah. Is that mountain? Yeah.
And back to Matt in a moment here.
All right.
Ember Hauler, I believe.
Oh, there's Ratchet Bomb.
Oh, the Ratchet Bomb. Okay.
Good timing for a Ratchet Bomb just after Nathaniel gets the Pyromancer Ascension.
And I believe Nathaniel does have an Into the Royal in his hand.
I think he does too. So may as well let
There it
Matthew
is.
start ticking that up and wasting some time there, and then bounce it.
Matt looking for some action here. Maybe an unconscious shake of his head, not too happy. Played a Geopede. Says go.
So
Cracks his land, goes to 16. And we have a tap out into the Royal with
there it
Picker.
is. Yeah.
And he says, I'll put it back in my hand. I mean, you can crack it there just to, like, deny Nathaniel the card draw.
Right.
But then that denies you the potential answer to the Pyromancer's Ascension.
Yeah. I think putting it back in his hand was probably better.
Oh, I agree.
But yeah, just the fact that you actually do have that option there when somebody plays it with Kicker is kind of an interesting interaction to exploit if it's important.
Nathaniel looks at his graveyard. He's got a lot of stuff in his hand here. Lightning Bolt here, perhaps, for the creature?
It looks like it.
He's thinking.
Yeah,
he's thinking. He's
kinda
not sure if he
wondering.
wants to do it. And he says go. There's a fetch land. Played a GOP, becomes a 3/3.
I think it's exactly what Nathaniel
Cracks
was.
it to make it a potential 5/5. In response
There
to
we
that
go.
trigger, there's a kill.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Make him waste a fetch land. I think that's what Nathaniel was thinking about. He's like, I could kill it now, but I could also kill it in response to a fetch land and make him waste it.
Draw. Says go. Ratchet Bomb ratchets up to 1.
I don't know that Nathaniel has an answer to Ratchet Bomb at the moment. Another fetch land from Matt. So, does this mean we'll see Koth here?
EDH number 7, off to the next stage, we're going to get started.
Does Nathaniel just have one or 2 cards in hand?
I think so.
Yeah. One looks like Burst Lightning. It's hard to
There's a
tell.
cough.
Oh, it is another Into the Void.
Ouch. Makes a 4/4. Nathaniel's gonna go down to 12.
Now this is interesting because Nathaniel's probably wants that Into the Royal for the Ratchet Bomb, and which just looks like
End of
what
the
he's
turn.
doing right here.
Burst with Kicker.
Lightning. Yeah, that's what I was wondering if you had if that
Kills
was
the
Burst Lightning,
cough.
So it was. That's awesome.
The untaps. It's a sack land. Not so exciting. Says go. After he puts the token on it, before he gets the opportunity to untap, into the Royal with Kicker. putting the second token onto it, drawing a card, and he now is set up, but he's got land in his hand.
Yikes.
Matt Zirolli puts the Ratchet Bomb back down. I think he might pass the turn though after that.
Yeah, I don't think he has. I mean,
He says go.
running out of gas just as much as Nathaniel is.
There we go. The preordained.
4 more people for a $10 booster draft and 4 more for a standard minimum. So we're going to
He looks at 2.
right over here to the right.
Sees a lightning bolt and something. I can't tell what the other one is. Lets himself draw the lightning bolt. Puts the other card down on the bottom.
Alright, puts it on top.
Puts it on top. Then does the second preordain. I see a CB on there.
Yeah, I think that's what he took.
Puts them both on top. Draws one of them.
Looks like he's going to see beyond here.
Cast the Sea Beyond.
It's funny when Pyromancer Ascension is online, I feel like I'm watching a Legacy deck. It's funny. Like in this case, I feel like Nathaniel's playing something from Legacy where he's like, end of your turn, I'm gonna brainstorm, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna like all this stuff, even though it's actually during his turn. Just having the copies.
There's another preordain.
Yeah. And it looks like Nathaniel has 2 mountains, 2 islands right now on tap. So
There we go. So his hand has been sculpted pretty well now. All off of the back of one little blue preordain. And another preordain. Now his hand is just packed full of bolts.
yeah, it's just crazy because this turn he's gone what 4 preordains? I mean, including the copies. Because it was 2 preordains and we see 3, but there was definitely a Sea Beyond in there. So it's just a heck of a lot of digging. Yeah, it looks like preordain Sea Beyond preordain was the actual cards he spent. And here comes another
Another one.
And I think I saw Zirolli in there. That's what he just put in his hand, I'm pretty sure.
Bottom's one of his cards there. Bottom's both of them there. He draws another fresh one. Gets a mountain that last time.
So is that a Burst Lightning into the Royal? What is he? Burst Lightning into the Royal, Lightning Bolt, Mountain.
And there's a lightning bolt from Nathaniel, from Matt, knocking Nathaniel to 9. And then a burst lightning knocks Nathaniel to 7.
Looking
Untap.
scary.
Land. Burst with kicker, knock you to 3.
Yikes.
And I believe that means that Matt Zirolli is dead to Nathaniel Week's hand.
Quadruple Bolt.
That's 12 damage, knocked down to 5. Untap, upkeep, burst you with kicker. That's 8. Okay.
Yeah. It was looking like it was just going to be a flurry of burn from one side or the other. I mean, I don't know what Matt had in his hand, but I'm pretty sure if Nathaniel didn't win that turn, then Matt won the next turn.
I don't think he would have done it.
So we go to game 3.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Now remember, Nathaniel Weeks took an extra 2 there. That wasn't necessary.
Oh, right,
and that
right.
actually put the game within a hair's breadth from like
Right, a
being
lightning
over.
bolt or something. Yeah. Yeah, I still don't know why he would play turn 1 Island if he had the mountain available and a burst lightning. I mean,
Matt Zirolli doesn't look like he's doing any changes. Nathaniel Weeks might be. It's possible when he's on the draw, he might not get the same value out of certain cards.
right. Looks like he's trying to make a decision right now.
Well, there's one card out.
Yeah.
Maybe a Jace.
Yeah, I don't feel like Jace is that strong. At least not.
Jace Mind Sculptor anyway.
Yeah,
Jace Bellerin I don't mind so much.
Right.
4 mana is a lot of mana to be tapping out for against this opponent.
Exactly.
And I don't mind 1 Deprive as a possible late game stop your burn spell.
Yeah, that's true. Just one more versatile counter spell.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to cast that Deprive on turn 3. Mm-hmm. You're going to cast it on turn 6.
Right.
On turn 5.
It's just one copy. It's not like you're going to get
Flooded
with Deprives. Right.
Yeah.
That's a spell I really like, though. I really, when they printed that was one that it's interesting because it just gives you this tension that it has, where you're like, if they play something early and you don't have something like Mana Leak, and you so want to play that Deprive for it, you can, but then it seems like such a huge cost.
It's a really well-designed card in terms of balancing the cost and the value. So, Deprive and other counterspell variants, I was thinking earlier to our conversation about Candelabra, I kind of wonder if Candelabra might see banning for the same reason that Mana Drain did. I mean, I know Mana...
What was the reason Mana... Because I wasn't...
Well, I mean, Mana Drain, incredibly powerful spell, obviously, right? Incredibly powerful, but also very hard to get.
Right, so it was more of an availability, or at least that was one of the reasons.
That was one of the reasons. Utter power is another reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly makes Counterspell seem pretty lame.
Yeah. That would really make things... I feel like that could be a really, on the whole, beneficial thing for Legacy to see Candelabra ban, because one, it doesn't... It basically only hurts one deck, and it doesn't make the deck unplayable. It just weakens it. And it's obviously a strong deck.
Yeah.
And they did get Time Spiral to taking some mulligans over here.
Matt Zirolli takes a mulligan. Now, Matt is on the play. It looks like Nathaniel is keeping his hand.
Yeah. He seems to be in good spirits, too. So does Matt.
Yeah, I've played a lot of aggressive red versus Pyromancer's Ascension, Pyromancer Ascension, and it's one of the matchups I like the least.
Yeah.
It is one of the hardest matchups for aggressive red decks.
It makes sense. I mean, as you were saying, they just keep spot removing all your guys, and
the combination of bolts plus access to counterspells, though Nathaniel Weeks does not have flash freeze, plus pyroclasm, it's really hard to deal with. Is that a double mulligan?
I looked away.
Maybe I looked away for half a second, and
I don't think it's a double.
I think he's just still doing his first one.
Right, I think so too.
Okay, let's see his hand. He's keeping it this time.
And he leads
Cracks
with a fetch
it.
land. And an Elder.
A little out of order sequence. Totally legal these days.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see, is there even a better option than Elder, though, in his deck? Remember, we were both kind of saying it didn't seem like...
I don't like Elder in this matchup at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it deals nearly enough damage.
But I just don't know that he has any other... I mean, did he bring in, like, some Arc
I think
Trails?
you take out your 4
Not even
Searing
knowing
Blaze
the
for your
Arc
4
Trails.
Ratchet Bombs, right?
Right.
You take out your Spike Shot Elders, I think, for probably 1 Bone Horde, 2 Molten Tail Mastercores, and leave in 1 Spike Shot Elder.
Okay. Maybe that's what he did, and we just have
Yeah.
always seen it.
A Mountain from Nathaniel Weeks, back to Matt Zirolli. Matt Zirolli
Attacking with an Elder.
attacks with the Elder. So there's a Scalding Tarns, cracking to get that Mountain. And perhaps we're going to see a Burst Lightning here to stop 1 damage. But over time,
looks
more
like he
than
went
1.
to the life pad, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Oh, no. he
There it
just blew
is.
himself in here. So
Yep.
there's a burst for the Elder.
Untap, no second land for Matt Zirolli.
Wow. Yeah, that's... And he mulliganed, too. Was that a worm coil that Nathan just did?
I think so. Halimar Depths.
So he passes the turn. Matt passes back. Wow, no land drop and nothing to play. So Nathaniel with an island and 3 times as much mana as Matt.
Yeah. Now, if Nathaniel were to... It looks like he's saying they're ready to pass.
Yeah, he did pass, and Matt says, I better make use of something in my hand before I have to discard it. So there's a bolt. And Matt
Nathaniel
passes
Weeks
back.
has an island there.
Got Scalding Tarn,
Tarns.
Island, Worm
I guess he
Coil.
Jace.
Jace the Mind Sculptor,
There's
yeah.
JMS. And again,
Plus
looks the
5.
top, looking for mountains, I think.
You're stalled on
Not a
land.
mountain.
Give you some spells.
Let's just say go. And no burn spell. This game is pretty neatly wrapped in a little package now. Matt Zirolli can't be happy to be sitting there on his 1 land against Jace the Mind Sculptor. We got a Jace at 7 now. Matthew Zirolli still not finding a mountain. Nathaniel Weeks, right off the top, shows his mountain.
Yeah. He's just teasing it
yeah,
now.
using the Scalding Tarn.
I have a feeling we're going to see a Worm Coil engine and then a Jace
I
Fate
think
Seal.
there will be a Worm Coil.
I'm going to beat you every which way. I expect maybe... Did he already Fate Seal this turn, or was that... Matt's turns go by so quick, I can't tell when the Fate Seals... Or when he last Fate Sealed. Was it this turn, or was it last turn? Okay, it was this turn. Oh, yeah.
Was that a go?
Fate
Okay,
Seal.
Fate
Okay.
Sealing you.
So-
Fate Seal you to
so-
9. How do I feel about that? That seems fine. That's not a mountain.
Yeah, it's apparently not known. And Worm Coil engine?
Oh,
How do you like that?
Matt Zirolli.
What do you think?
What's your plan now?
Yeah.
Smile, look at the top,
Ember Hauler,
put it away.
Mountain, Weighted GMP. Good luck.
Red Sun Zia for
Yeah.
1. For 0.
Yeah, he said, I just need to shuffle my deck.
You put it in your deck.
Yeah.
Nathaniel's like, make sure you put that back in your deck.
Watch him top deck it. Nathaniel will Fate Seal him next turn and laugh and leave it, and then it'll be Red Sun Zenith again. That's how it always goes. I don't really know, like, it's really tough for a red deck to beat a Wormcoil engine.
I mean, it's doable, but it usually involves multiple plated geopoints.
Yeah.
And also usually a creature that you leave behind to block the Wormcoil and then burn the blocked creature.
Yeah.
Or blocking creature so that he doesn't gain anything.
Right. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And that's hoping that they don't in return counter your burn spell and say, I'm going to gain 6 anyway.
So let's see, he looks.
You can keep it.
Yeah.
Here he comes. Back up to 20.
Your parents round 2 are running close to LHL board. On blue paper.
I mean,
Please find your seat once again, ladies and gentlemen, players.
I just like to get some rest, you know? Be like, yeah, that's it. I'm done. How about I rest?
Yeah.
Rest out for next round.
Maybe he's just resting at the table. Yeah, no.
There we go.
I think
There
I'll
we
get
go.
out. I really wanted to see what he drew. It would have been hilarious if it was Red Sun Zenith.
So I think we have the